We are live, Tibor.
Hey! We have a recording in progress. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the amazing call today. I can't believe it. We have the El Maestro himself. Woohoo! Alex Grapov in the house. Woo! The crowd goes. Woo! One more time. One more time. How are you, Alex?
I am so good, so happy to be here talking hemp. What could be better? What could be better on a Tuesday night?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's one of those super things, you know. Those people who doesn't know you, Alex, a short bio. What would you say?
Short bio. Oh my goodness, just a guy that I mean, kind of a. That's a good question. I can give you the boring bio, but I would
The
say
boring bio. Okay, we'll
personally,
do the boring bio.
the boring bio. I mean, got into network marketing when I was, I don't know, 21. Wow, I'm almost 40. Whoa. So yeah, I started at the call center at a little a company that was growing. I was going to go to medical school, wanted to be a doctor. I realized real quick I did not want to be a doctor after I learned a lot of things, and a lot of things that they were omitting. And then I fell in love with network marketing. So that's how I kind of cut my teeth. I was in customer support. That's where I started at the phone center. Just all I did was cancel auto ships. So it was really mind-numbing job. But I fell in love with network marketing. Absolutely fell in love with the whole concept. And I realized, with the traditional business, I can help a few people and not have a lifestyle that I can enjoy. And with network marketing, I saw incredible people making huge impact, big checks, making a real difference in the world, even though they're products. So that being said, I did the MLM thing, and that's where I met you, Tibor, one of our projects. And then I kind of burned out. I needed a mission. I needed a purpose. If I'm on the road doing the business, sacrificing my time, I wanted to make it worthwhile. Yeah, back in 2017, I was introduced to hemp. Which is crazy because I went to medical. Well, I went to pre-med, but I never learned about the endocannabinoid system ever. And that's one of the things I tell people, because I was in one of the top anatomy classes in the entire country in the University of Utah. Like our anatomy teacher, he was writing the books for other colleges on anatomy. So I had a cadaver lab. We did cut up the bodies, looked at all the things. Not one mention of the endocannabinoid system. Not one. I learned every system. So when I was introduced to this, I kind of didn't believe it. I thought my ego, my arrogance, my pride. I was like, no. I know a lot about every nerve. I had to learn and memorize every single part of the human body, every single part. Not once did I hear about this. And that really opened my eyes. And it's one of those things, once you learn something, once you know something, you can't unknow it. That's what I took. Once it clicked for me, I was like, this is crazy. Like everyone needs to know about this. And that's what I love with this presentation. We'll talk about, exactly why. And I love this project. It just gives people a choice that they didn't really even know. So that's when I got into hemp. Yeah, 2017, before the Farm Bill. So I was there when it was a wild, wild west. Was it legal? Is it not? What are the rules? What are the labels? What are the concentrations? All these things. Tibor now.
Yes, I know.
We were in a place, we were truly like, it was kind of the first companies to try to navigate this. And yeah, I can tell lots of stories of that. Very fascinating, but I'm so grateful to see where we are now since 2017. What is it, 2004? Wow, 7 years ago. To see how far we've come, and you guys have this great project, incredible products. Seriously. So that's a little bit about my story, and I live here in Switzerland. That's about it.
I can add to that. Alex, that it's because of you we are doing this. I mean, we wouldn't be in this space if you wouldn't have made that call to me, in 2017, and the love for the hemp plant and basically how much hemp can do for the world. I mean, it's when you go into it, it's unbelievable. And of course, it's not a joke that we write this, that hemp can save the world. What we mean by that is basically all the things that hemp can do instead of fossil fuel and all plastics and clothes and everything involved. I mean, the first time you were in this, you remember also how you were talking about CBD and stuff. I never heard about those things in my whole life. So let's jump into it. Pick your brain, Alex, and it means the world to us that you are on today. Thank you so much, sir, for that trust and friendship we have. But before we start, we have a disclaimer. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only, and it's not intended as medical advice. It is not as a substitute for professional medical advice, either a diagnosis or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have read or received from this content. Okay. Alex, they have asked us many times, what does Kokua Vida mean? So the first time you heard our name, how did you react on that?
I loved it. I mean, I didn't, I think, yeah, you were explaining this to me. I think it's super cool. I think it's really unique, catchy, and very memorable. I love the name. I really do. I love the brand.
Right. And we are empowering people into, rehemp the world. Basically, we embarked on a long-term goal to build this company from month to month, week by week, day by day, and year by year to become contribution to the planet, basically, to make our contribution to it, and with many other people. It's time now, right, Alex? Look at the human conditions. Would it be okay if we talked about that a little bit? What's your thoughts?
We talk about this for days.
Yes, we can talk about this for days. So human condition. Oops, a bit too fast there. What's your thinking there, and especially something called CEDS, clinical endocannabinoid deficiency syndrome? Sir, your thoughts?
Yes, I mean, there's probably less than 5% of the world that even understands this, and yet we're all affected by it. Just a little brief history on it. I mean, now it's becoming an issue, not an issue, but something that we're seeing more and more. And I think it's an underlying issue for a lot of diagnoses and things, because people really don't understand how the body's working. But the interesting thing is, why is this now? And like you said, what is a human condition? I would argue that the world, maybe the US specifically, has never been sicker, never been more unhealthy mentally, spiritually, physically than in history. I lived in the US for 30 years. I just visited the US a few days ago after 3.5 years of not being there. Yeah, I mean, it was instant. As soon as I got to the airport, like you could see, it's very, very different demographic of people. But the point of that is, I think what happened is, for the longest time, we didn't even realize that we were consuming cannabinoids. So a lot of our stock and a lot of the cows and pigs and a lot of the things we were consuming, they were also eating hemp. And this is before it was illegalized. So that's why hemp was never really a topic, endocannabinoids, because we were consuming, they say 50 milligrams a day. I don't know how they even measure that. But the point being, once they removed hemp from any kind of consumption, any cultivation, making it completely illegal. I mean, hemp is an amazing bioproduct for animals. It's a full blend of all the oils, everything they need. Once they removed that, they removed it completely from our food chain, our eggs, our milk, our everything. So that's what you're seeing. So you're seeing a lot of these symptoms. It's what I believe is just a massive imbalance. The body dis-ease. This means it's just basically an imbalance of the frequencies and vibration and nervous system. Right. So that's why you have these migraines, IBS. So yeah, I don't know what your thoughts on it, but it's a huge issue that's never talked about because, and I'll just close with this, and I think one of our later slides, because you can't really monetize at a big scale, at a centralized scale. You can't monetize a plant. You can't patent a plant. You can't patent a food. So this is why they will push a lot of other alternatives, not realizing the base foundation is your body can heal itself if it has the right environment. And the right environment is having that balance, especially the ECS, because it touches every part of your body. It's like the circuit breakers, the electricity to your house. You cut off electricity, then you can't. The lights don't turn on, so these
Right.
parts of your body stop to work. So you're seeing a lot of these, and the body's really connected. So absolutely, I think the world is much more sick than it's ever been. With my record of paying attention.
Uh, nice. You have been around the world a lot, especially since 2017 in the hemp space. Which one of these problems have you seen most of? What has been, a pivotal moment for you in the ECS, regarding the ECS system and what it can
I'd
do?
say I'd say the two biggest things I'd always see. I think sleep is a big part, and I
Yeah.
think that parallels with stress. So one of the biggest things I saw was really during the day, the people, the common anxieties and stress, depression, all these other things, chemical imbalance, whatever you want to call it. So I
Mm.
think that was one of the top things that the results I was seeing with CBD. So people were getting off of a lot of prescription medications, and they were able to manage their stress and their anxieties and things like that. And that plays also into sleep. I mean, sleep is one of the most important things. We do like 1/3 of our life is sleeping, something like that.
Yes. Mm.
So I would definitely say sleep and stress, and then the mentality. The migraines and IBS. That could be a lot of different things, but definitely those two things was just the mood, and people were able to sleep. And I could talk for hours of why that's the case.
Yes,
But
of
those are the
course. We
two
Go
most
ahead.
common. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So let's talk about food prohibition, propaganda, GMOs, bioengineering. Pick your poison. I almost said. So your thoughts a little bit about the big brands and yeah, whatever you want to say, maybe.
Oh my goodness. Oof.
This is
Yeah.
also a day topic. I know it's a long,
Yeah.
it's a scratch the surface here today, but
You're
curious.
looking at, in my opinion, this is the food mafia. So, I think we have this illusion of choice. You go to the grocery store, you see all this variety, organic and this. If you get to the bottom of it, you'll see it's a handful of companies own every single brand. So just
Mm,
imagine that. And their model is for purely profit driven. That means as you're a business owner, you understand keeping the costs as low as possible.
mm,
So that jeopardizes quality, all these things. And now you have these connections with these big companies comes a lot of power, which is a lot of power in lobbying the governments to look the other way on some of these ingredients. I'll put it this way. Here in Europe, because I'm in Europe, a lot of these companies, there's many, 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 many ingredients that you absolutely are banned in Europe and are frequently in our food for kids, for everybody. Like you'll get a ketchup here versus a ketchup in US, same company,
mm,
you'll have
mm,
completely different ingredients. So
mm.
that goes to show the power of the lobby as well. That means because they're all profit driven, they want their food in every store as cheap as possible. And also, they've engineered it perfectly that you will almost be addicted to consuming this. I will say it, this poison. So that's my thing. There isn't choice. It's an illusion of choice. And the quality of food, it's hard to even call it food. I mean, look at these brands. I mean, if it comes in a bag or a box, it could be a chemical warfare for your body. And yeah, like you said, propaganda, bioengineering. My brother worked for Monsanto for a while in bioengineering, and so I understand it's profits, and it's definitely profits before people. That is pretty obvious, and that's
Yeah,
dangerous.
yeah. Kim and I, we have seen, and we're looking for it more and more now, just for fun, fun in exclamation mark. Um, Bioengineering food is exploding in the shops here for some reason. I mean, almost everything we buy, we avoid it now. But in the beginning, we didn't see it until we came home, right? And we're like, what bioengineering? What is that? We never seen that before, so much.
It's insane. And I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, we're literally transforming foods. Like orange isn't an orange anymore. I don't know the statistics, but even since 1980 to now, like even like the potassium, zinc, and all of these key elements in our fruits and
Right.
vegetables is like down 80, 90%. So the vegetables aren't changing, we're changing them for this mass production. So,
Yeah.
so even if you think you're eating healthy, you're missing a lot of natural. That's why I love back to nature. Unless you have your own garden, yeah, I mean, it's hard to know what you're putting in your mouth.
And as you said, most of the companies are profit before purpose, and we are purpose before profit company. We really so we are consciously choosing to go back to nature because, I mean, isn't shouldn't that be like normal?
It's you couldn't yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean it's and that's what's so dangerous and so scary. And I mean you're combining all of these huge companies into really are owned by just a handful of people. So I mean the food business is massive. Look at this, trillions and trillions of dollars. I mean some of
Yeah,
these market caps for these companies are bigger than entire countries. Imagine that, more powerful than an entire country. So they can dictate what goes in our mouth and in our body. And
yeah, they
it's
can.
absolutely profit before people. I mean, we've seen what's happened the last few years around the world. Some companies got very, very, very rich, and there
Yeah,
were
okay. How about on the internet? It's being suppressed on top of that.
oh, this gives me like PTSD.
I'm sorry if we cause you PTSD, Alex.
I mean, this is the tip of the iceberg. I mean, I don't know. It's probably much better now, but I mean, when I started, I mean, you had hemp in any of our documents. Our credit card processors were shut down. You know, like Pay Quicker and all these companies was really hard to get approved. Bank accounts shut down. So yeah, so I mean, even on the back end. So yeah, this is all you need to know. Usually, again, I'm a coincidence theorist, not a conspiracy theorist.
Hmm.
Uh, but I usually say whatever the main media is pushing, I usually think the opposite. Whatever they're trying to silence, that makes me very curious of why they would silence a plant with 50,000 uses, and we'll
Mm.
talk later, that's got actual patents and that is obviously helpful and has been around for thousands and thousands of years, part of traditional history, part of religions. So this is yes, this is your C in the $1 trillion opposition, because at the end of the day, you cannot patent the plant. You can't make, if you make CBD, you can't make it exclusive to you unless you make it artificial and synthetic.
Right.
So with trillions of dollars, you got the media, you got the governments, and this is the result, in my opinion.
Luckily, the cat is out of the bag, so we can. There is a solution to it all. So let's go into more positive angle here now. Well, we have to address it, right? We have to see it as it is, and we are not exaggerating. Actually, I think we're contrary. We're not exaggerating at all here in this call today. This is like it's kind of scary. So, what does the humanity need?
So I think for me, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, from all the things I've studied and things, I'm not the smartest guy, but it's kind of like with everything in life, it's just balance.
Oh, you are very smart, Alex.
It's, I mean, the key is like I'm a strong believer your body has a capability of healing yourself if you create the right environment. That's reducing stress, reducing inflammation, and just resetting your homeostasis. Like we have a program our body knows how to run, but you don't have this incredible compound that our body makes, but we've been supplementing for thousands and thousands of years. You remove that and you add this toxic poisons, you create the perfect storm that we're living in right now.
Right.
People are very sick, very addicted to pharmaceuticals. And that's why saying yes to the ECS, it's allow your body the chance to heal itself. That to me, there's no better message in any supplement. It's not a magic pill, it's your body is the magic. This is the
Mm.
magic machine.
I am curious. I'm curious. When did you hear about the ECS system the first time? If you want to share some
Yeah.
thoughts there.
So, so the first time I heard about it, I mean, when I was introduced to hemp and CBD, I did some of my own research. I talked to with the project I was working with, so I talked to some doctors.
Hmm.
That's when the first time I ever heard of the ECS. And to be honest, I wasn't sure. I thought maybe it's some kind of gimmick because again, I never heard of this. And if it's the biggest regulatory system in your body, I'd imagine that I would have heard about it in college. With that being said, I spoke with my brother. He's a PhD in it's like it's kind of plant biology. And I was talking to him about the ECS, and like he went crazy. Like he was so excited. He's like, absolutely. He knew about the ECS in
Oh,
college.
wow.
He was doing experiments with cannabis and the ECS system in the University of Utah. So when I told him like, is this real, like the CBD? And he was like, he's my brother. I really, really trust him. And that was the first time it clicked for me, like how excited he was. And he said, yeah, it's absolutely with CBD is like what you're doing is incredible and it's real. So that was really my first confirmation with that. But I learned about it in like 2016, and I didn't really understand it. But once I understood, like it's the biggest regulatory, you have more receptor sites than anything else in your body for CBD, or for cannabinoids. Like I can't deny that. So yeah, it was about 8 years ago.
See, it's the main three things the research is suggesting: it mood, sleep, and immune response in the body. It's amazing what the cannabinoids can actually do and support, which has been suppressed for over 80 years, and here we are, right?
Mm-hmm. Because imagine you could have a pill. There are pills just for pain management. There's pills just for stress. There's pills just for Alzheimer's. I mean, this is a buffet of different kinds of products for people and companies. So, and when you have it
Let,
just in natural oil, voila,
let's talk
it's
about the patent. Oh my goodness, the first time I saw this, my head exploded. I'm like, what? Your thoughts?
yeah. This one again, I have a lot of strong emotions about this because because the same time when I was first starting to expand and to develop this business. I mean, people telling me it's illegal, it doesn't work. And at the same time, the US had been doing studies. I mean, this patent's in 2003, but they've been studying it for a very, 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 very long time. And I
Yeah.
think this is the tip of the iceberg, but this is full confirmation of how powerful this is. So for me, it's undeniable at this point. And that's why it really gave me the mission of if our own government knows that its citizens and population could have a significant benefit from something they could grow themselves and actually have a product or a way to, ease their issues. And they were making it illegal. And on the flip side, the prior slide, slandering it online like it's something terrible.
Yeah.
Um, that I'll say this woke me up the most. I'll put it this way. Like this was
Yeah.
my Matrix red pill moment. I got red
Yeah.
pilled by this because I had no idea. They're arresting people for CBD while they're patenting it. It's a little bit of a conflict for me. Yeah.
How it's mind-boggling for me, honestly, that
Yeah.
they are doing that. They have done that, and it's all boils down to money and control, I guess, in the end, like many other things in the
That
world.
was a challenge. Yeah, when we first started, like I felt I sounded like a conspiracy theorist because nobody understood this. If I were
Mm,
to come to people like, oh, you selling some pot? I'm like, no, I'm selling, something that's been tested and thousands of years. It's got patented in the U.S. So yeah. So this is massive. This
yeah,
it's just the tip of the
Alex.
iceberg for
Yeah,
me.
Tibor Asper. One thing I just on a side note, PubMed is mentioned here. I remember the first time I looked at the studies of endocannabinoid system at ECS on PubMed, there are over 15,000 studies, and those studies are recently. It's not like 30, 40, 50 years. It's like the last maybe 10-ish years something studies has been allowed. And uh, and then I looked at the aloe vera. Aloe vera, from the 70s, been doing studies on aloe vera in the 80s. This, do you know how many aloe vera studies there are in comparison to
Oh, I
CBD
do.
and cannabis system? I mean, okay, you're sitting down. I know.
I'm sitting
Yeah,
down. I'm ready.
yeah. 3,700 something studies on aloe vera since the 70s. And on the last 10 years, over 15,000 on this topic. What does that say to you?
That's all you need to know. And I mean,
Yeah,
and I honestly say that it's a tip because it's people throw around these numbers, 160 cannabinoids, 100 and whatever. I don't think we really know. Like we're
yeah,
just at
nobody
the
knows.
tip. Yeah, we know just a few that are the most prevalent.
Hmm.
But what I love with Kokua Vida is at the beginning we were doing isolates, so we were missing a lot of the benefits. But the synergy of the entire profile of the oil it does everything we can't even imagine. So exactly. Look at this. I didn't even know. Look at that. Perfect. And this is just what we are aware of. And then, like you said, there's 10,000 studies, probably mostly on CBD, THC, maybe CBN, maybe CBG. That's it. And that's already produced over 10,000 plus studies. So we haven't even started understanding the power of this oil.
You know what this slide right here was for me also like a pivotal moment when I understood that the body actually has its own pathways right into the nucleus of the cell only for cannabinoids. I mean, like, wow, how is that possible? You know, and even in breast milk, we have cannabinoids, Alex. You probably, studied that too, I guess, during
Sure,
the years.
yeah. Exactly. And that's a great example. And that was an example I used a lot. I mean, I talked to health ministers, I talked to government, and that was one of the things we bring up, like, that this is such a vital nutrient for development of humans and for health that our breast milk produces it. One of the first things the most innocent child consumes is
Mm,
cannabinoids. So, however our bodies were designed by whatever you think, everything has a purpose. So
mm.
this is one of the most, it's obvious, it's everywhere, it's critical. And just like the hemp plant, you can find it almost everywhere, anywhere, and it grows. So I don't think it's a coincidence. And yeah, it's just like a lock and key. It perfectly fits and it can interact with almost every cell in your body. So
And that's our message, right? That if you don't feed this system, that's where all those big top 10 or top 5, whatever you want to call it, the biggest diseases in the world develop because of the imbalance, right?
100%. I mean, I would liken it like driving a car and not changing your oil.
Mm,
The parts will grind, they'll break, this will break, that'll break, and you'll think, oh, it's just, and then the entire car will be destroyed. Exactly. But once you're fully fueled, you're just operating at the optimal level. So I 100% agree. That's why you need it every day, and our body just simply can't make enough. And I think it might have been because we supplemented so much as a human species that we didn't
you
need
know,
to the body make so much.
yeah, we have hundreds of people um, writing into us and give us 5-star reviews because we do have a little bit special quality, actually, because not all CBD is created equal. We hear Debbie, for example, she's saying, I've been on this for this year and it is a great product and she loves it. I will not go without it. Thanks, Kokua, Vida. How about that? She has an she has a depression she wants a little bit help with. And we have Sylvia here, no stress. It took her stress away, basically. And she is much more calm now than ever before. I mean, we can go on and on with these 5-star review, which is verified, so they are real reviews. And the next thing, um, we chose to work with doctors almost immediately when we started this company. We honed in. We wanted to be this doctor brand and quality and just professional, with a heart. So we understand the concerns. We felt the same as you, so we founded Kokua Vida, basically. So those are the 3 topics. When it comes to our doctors, you have talked to a couple of them, you know them, and they are just signed off on this sign, doctor recommended and trusted. So we are there. Quality matters to us. In this field, Alex, quality is important, right? Because it's not created equal. So your thoughts, sir?
Couldn't say, but quality right now is absolutely everything. That is the key foundation. It's quality, safety, transparency. So I couldn't agree more.
Mm,
Because once it's saturated, and especially dispensaries are going up, and there's much more availability. It's the same. Like some of the nonsense I saw, even during my time, was mind blowing, and it broke my heart because it gave kind of the whole industry kind of a black eye. Because
right.
everyone wanted to get in and make money. It's in gas stations, it's in here, it's in there, and you have no idea what's inside of it. And it's not like a
Mm,
scare thing. There's no way to even, there was no standard. Like when I was working, we were one of the first projects to kind of create our own standard, like these triple lab testing and all these things, because it didn't exist. So a lot of people try to make a quick buck, and some of it's just flat out dangerous. If you don't know what you're doing, it can do the reverse. So absolutely. And then the last thing is we did a lot of different tests, COAs of different products. Like they didn't even have CBD. Some of them didn't even have CBD.
mm.
Some of them were had like some kind of marijuana thing. Some of them had just random ingredients. So, and that's what the Wild Wild West created. So, so having this, and what I really love about Kokua Vida is also keeping it. You know, my philosophy was always to try to keep it as close to nature as possible. Least amount of chemical and mechanical stress you put on the plant to extract it, the better. So once I start people doing like all of these things with all these different sciences and try to make it better and better. Um, I think it gets away from back to nature. And yeah, that I love that you can talk more about the Myron glass, all these things to enhance the natural efficacy of it is absolutely the right direction in my opinion. And
I'm so grateful that you saw that, because we were thinking about, you know how this whole came about with the Myron glass. It was like we noticed that in different glasses, actually CBD can be rancid after a while. You know, it tastes different after you know, certain short amount of time, and we did some testing, and it actually becomes rancid. So we were looking at how can we protect the CBD better, and then we got a tip from a health person in dealing with the health stuff, and he said that, you know what, there is this special glass, Myron glass, called Myron glass. Look at it. This blocks the bad light and allows the good light that enhances the inside. So actually, our shelf life goes up double, from 2 years to 4 years, Alex, in this. And people, we suggest for them, don't throw them away. They are gold. They are like, you know, you can put whatever you want in it. Your favorite perfume, your, you know, food stuff, and you know, whatever you want to protect. And also, I was reaching cannabinoids. Yes, we decided to do a 3,500 strength, Alex, one of the highest in the industry, and that's you know, that's quality. Of course, it's organically grown in Colorado of all places. We found that that's the most pristine on the planet as at the moment right now, because maybe you can address that hemp actually detoxify the ground on the earth, the soil where it comes from, right? So it's kind of, you have to know what you're doing.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I get chills thinking about it. I mean, that was one of my most passionate parts about it. We have all this talk about global warming and what to do for the planet. I mean, a massive solution is
Mm.
literally right in front of our face. I mean, when I really learned about, I mean, so many governments were pushing like to grow cotton or wheat or some of these other plants. And some of these harvests completely destroy the ground for a very long time,
Yeah.
AKA the Dust Bowl, things like
Mm.
that, because the ground is just, it's gone. There's no roots, there's no nutrition, it's dead. So with hemp, it's unbelievable. If you, I would recommend everybody just plant a hemp plant. It's so easy to grow. Just get a little sapling, plant it, and you will see that in about like a month and a half, it will grow so big, so fast. And the beautiful thing, not only does it detoxify the soil, it gives back the nutrients. How it does it, I have no idea, but we know that it does, and it's also anti-pesticide,
Mm.
anti a lot of things. So you could plant it around your garden, so you don't have the rodents and the bugs. So it is unbelievable. It can protect other plants, and then also it does its thing, the homeostasis back into the ground. It's like heals the ground just like it heals the body. It's and
It's
then
so
on top of
beautiful.
that,
That's
you can
that's
make literally,
poetry in my eyes, Alex. That when you talk this poet, I feel like hemp poetry. So beautiful. Thank you. Expensive, too expensive. Let's talk about pricing in the industry. How about buy one and get one free?
it's for me. I mean, the price is usually, it's equivalent to the quality. I don't go for the cheapest anyway. I mean, if you're
Right.
getting a cheap CBD, I'll pray for you. Good luck. Yeah. But I mean, with this quality, with the backing, and I mean, I know Tivo, I know what they're doing, where it's coming from. Being from from seed to bottle. Um,
Mm.
it's absolutely critical with these prices, with this many milligrams. That's kind of how people look at the pricing is per milligram. I mean, they don't notice the Myron glass and things. But even with that, 7,000 milligrams for this price is insane. I mean, when I
Yeah.
started, people remember we were selling 3,500 oils for $400-500. So, and people were buying it because it works, because they wanted that high concentration. And I think, and I mean, I give you a lot of credit. You're much more advanced than this and me, but I think you're realizing you need about 200 a day, which I absolutely don't doubt. I was always taking way more than 50. If I did my 50, I didn't, I think 50 was just the thing people were saying. Like there wasn't really a lot of science. But with anecdotal, what you guys are doing, getting, actual real-time results and testimonials, with 200 milligrams, it can become very expensive. So this offer is unbelievable. Like
Yeah, and
there's nothing like this out there. Period.
no, and Alex, the truth is, like in the industry, the production price has gone down. It's not the same as 2017. It was like much, much more expensive to buy CBD and whatever. And today, there is no reason, honestly, to sell it for gazillions. It's greed. And we were consciously thinking, I mean, how much do we need to earn as a company to be okay? And we chose not to be greedy. Basically, we have an okay margin, but we gave the benefits of the CBD because we want to help life. That's in our name. So what do? We help people to ignite the ECS and not only tickle it with 40, 50 milligram, but if you would ignite it, would cost the arm and the leg normally. So we offer double potency for the same price, which is insane, I know, and no quality budging. I mean, we are quality nuts, as you know. So we have not budged the quality. We are eating that basically ourselves. So smart savings, we give it to the customer and maximize the benefits, because what is the purpose of having a product if you don't want to actually help people to feel something and to benefit from the product, right? So we created this BOGO offer and the BOGO Club. It's a free club where we have an offer for US specifically, and we have offer for Europe, because Europe is not allowing THC, of course, at this moment. But we have an amazing offer there too. So we have
Well,
two choices.
I was gonna say Germany just legalized marijuana, so it'll be interesting to see what's going on there with CBD. Anyway,
So we have two choices. Lastly, here, Alex, the floor is yours.
yeah, I mean, this is kind of the fork in the road I came with myself and my soul, my heart, and the decisions I'd make with my body and my family. It's one of those, once you understand this, is like, do you go back like the Matrix? I mean, you're gonna go back into the Matrix, living, knowing this information, consuming, living the life you were living, and possibly having the same health effects and things like that, or going exactly back to nature. I mean, we were designed by nature, we're made from nature, so it's, you have it, everybody's now has a choice. And what I love right now more than ever, I think people are really, really waking up to this. They're realizing the way they've been living life, that a lot of the things they've been told and taught may not be super accurate. And they're getting back much more to the health, much more back to nature, the simplicity, whole
Yeah.
foods, these kind of supplementations that are coming from the earth. So that's what I love. Once you really talk to somebody about CBD and Kokua Vida, then it's really their choice they have to make. Once you know this information, it's very, very hard to go back to the old way of living and continue exactly to feed some of the issues, some of these things people are so worried about. We vote with our dollars, we vote with our attention. So if we start going back to nature, and this is my last thing with that, it's not only CBD.
Mm.
It's just CBD is just the tip of the iceberg. It's just to get the foot in the door, because people don't understand. Once CBD becomes more and more prevalent, people are making these decisions because they're sick and tired of taking pills. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And they're realizing they're just taking more and more of these chemicals that is just creating an insane toxic environment. More and more people are going to use CBD to make this choice. What I'm really excited about, that'll increase the production of hemp, and that the more production, that creates more manufacturing, and it's and more specialized manufacturing. Because like you said, there's 50,000 uses for it.
Mm.
So the more we grow, the more it's going to heal the planet. The less trees we got to cut down. We can make everything from hemp, but it needs us. And this is why this is a mission driven, because people go, well, even in my mind, I was like, well, I don't know how to build a house and make plastics. I mean, I just sell CBD. This is how it starts. Telling your friends and neighbors about it, having Kokua Vida grow their operations, getting more farms, and then this is how we start to really we take over. Now we're not going to wait for the governments. We're not going to wait for these companies. They're simply not going to do it. You saw there's trillions of dollars in suppressing this. And now well, I'm not even talking about oil companies and all the plastics. We're just talking
Oh
about
yeah.
something. And that's why this choice is not only important for us individually, but really for the planet. Like, and it sounds cliche, but you want to help the planet, start spreading CBD, start making it a more prevalent, have people grow more CBD. Stop people growing cotton and some of these other things killing our earth, and then cutting down trees for paper. This is how we help. We vote with our dollars. So the more attention goes to good CBD companies, that is what we need right now, and it's up to us, the people. Really a grassroots effort, helping people understand this and helping them have enough information to make the right choice for themselves. And I think for me, it's obvious, nature or trusting some bunch of guys in a boardroom looking at Excel spreadsheets of how they can make more profit,
Mm.
or something been around for thousands of years. It's just obvious how powerful it is. And yeah, you have a
Very
choice.
well said. Thank you so much for that. Lastly, we are actually not a network marketing company, if that might have occurred to somebody listening in. We chose not to do a network marketing. We are a direct sale company, direct to consumer. And I almost said, I mean, we chose that route, Alex, because we think we can have more impact that way and have that's also one of the reasons we can have low pricing. We don't have to calculate for all the bonuses and stuff into the system. Again, giving the benefit to the customer. So change today, say yes to ECS. Let's bring humanity back to nature. And we are so grateful to your time, Alex. And I'm sure that you will be back fairly soon again for another episode of Alex Grafov's hemp journey and pick your brain even more. We scratch the surface. So on the picture, we have EU products. So with Florida orange, it's real Florida orange in it. And it's, how about the taste, Alex? What do you like? But I know you love the products.
It tastes too good. Like I love
It
it. Like I
tastes
love
too
candy.
good.
Yeah, because there's times I'll just keep taking it because I love the taste, and I gotta like slow myself down so I'm not in like a CBD coma. But yeah, it's according to taste, it's game over. The taste, it's come a long way since I started CBD.
I remember it tasted like grass 2017
Yeah,
almost.
mow your lawn and then drink it.
Mow your lawn, yes,
Yeah, and then
exactly.
eat it. Yeah, that's what it tasted like. Yep.
Right, and in EU for those two 7,000 milligram, we offer it for $110 plus shipping, and that's $9 shipping, so 119 total for 7,000. That's incredible. I don't know even one company who can offer that in Europe right now.
No, no. I don't see a lot of even like above 3,000 milligram products here, let alone this value.
Right.
This
So
is
we want to dominate this offer, and we are 100% sure that we will, because we know what we are selling, and everything takes time to build up, so you have to start somewhere. Anyway, US, we have a AM PM approach, like a morning during the day and you sleep during the night, so there's a little bit like that. And also we have exclusive cooperation with Microlight cold laser. You have known about that too in the past, right? So we just got the CE marking not so long ago for Europe. So the European sales will pick up soon, and we are going to promote that full on here shortly on our website and everywhere. So amazing. Last thoughts, Alex. Hemp can save the world.
hemp can save the world. And I mean, it's like I said, I don't think it's a cliche. I don't think it's one of those things like people say we're going to change the world and things like that. This is how it starts, and it absolutely can help and change the world. It already has for centuries and centuries. It changed history. I mean, just if you look at the historical record, I mean, one of the reasons the British Empire was so powerful and they dominated the world is they had a huge artillery or a fleet of naval ships. And guess what? They made a lot of that boat parts and the rope and the sails. It was all from
Mm.
hemp. And
Mm.
that's when they got to Australia. I mean, it was really some of the reasons they really dominated the world was because of this little plant. So when you say how can it change the world, it's already changed how our molded our history. And now, like we talked about, it can heal our planet. It can truly heal our planet, not by only by planting it, but we can literally everything in your house that you're looking at right now, virtually everything can be replaced with hemp. Just imagine that. Just imagine how much trash we consume, how much trash we throw away. And a lot of that, if made out of hemp, can be actually biodegradable. So that's why I always talk about we're not going to change human behavior, but let's negate the impact of bad behavior. So I'll just finish with this. I mean, I would read a little story to my boy. He's 2 years old. It's about a
Mm.
turtle that lives in the ocean. And I mean, there's a giant island of trash, if you ever know. It's like there's an island of trash off the Pacific as big as like New York. And it's just trying to teach kids. It's crazy. I can't believe these books are out, how sad the world is becoming. It's about
Yeah.
the turtle gets stuck in the trash in a trash bag. The whole message is for kids to understand what's happening, their impact on the planet. So we are hitting a critical mass. People want to talk about the Green Deal and all these things, raising taxes to pay for who knows what. This is how
Mm.
we do it. This is how we do it. Like I said, you start with CBD, make it so popular that we need so much farming. And then now lower the cost of manufacturing products of other things that you can make out of hemp.
Mm.
Sky's the limit. We will change the world. I don't know any better opportunity. Even since 8 years of working with hemp, you show me something else that can heal the planet, stop cutting down trees, help people, have a nutrition source, and really, you could even give us somebody a bag of seeds in Africa, teach them how to cultivate. They could build their entire home out of hemp concrete. They
Mm.
can. So you want to change the world? We can clothe people, we can house people, we can save the planet, we can save our oil, and we can improve our health significantly, our mental, our spiritual, and our physical. I don't know how else you're going to change the world. We can change our planet, and we can change the people living on the planet by making them healthier and happier people and treat each other better. And who knows, if we all can get along and not so stressed out, it'd be a better place to live and a better place for our kids if we don't keep trashing it with all this garbage we're creating. So hemp can change the world 1,000%. It already has. It's changed the world for a lot of people just with CBD. I mean, I saw people coming up to me in some of my other meetings, and we didn't even have this quality CBD.
Mm.
Literally, I'll just finish with my story of how it changed. When you say the world, I mean, we're all kind of the center of our universe. You change one person's life, you change their world. If we change enough people's lives, we're literally changing their reality. I had
Yeah.
a lady come up to me in the hallway after a conference in tears with her husband.
Mm.
In tears. I thought something happened. I thought they were attacked. I didn't know. I was worried. They were crying because they were so grateful because I think the wife was planned to have an amputation of her hand. They were going to
Oh.
amputate it. And once she found the CBD that we were selling, I don't know, again, no claims, no nothing like that. But she was crying. She said, once I found this product, you literally saved my hand. I'm like, so to me, I'm like, to me, it doesn't sound small, but it's maybe not significant in the grand scheme of the world, but that's the impact. Like for me, like I don't know any other kind of product. And now imagine like that lady became one of the biggest like mission driven people because it literally was saving her life and changing her world. I mean, that's just one of thousands and thousands of stories. And I'm sure Tibor, you guys have so many testimonials. Like
Oh
change
yeah.
somebody's
Yeah.
life, you change their world. And that's how we change the world is one person at a time. So
And Alex, weirdly enough, you were the ignition of this whole thing, with us too. So we are so grateful to you. And you also, I know you're proud of us, what we have
so proud of you
accomplished.
guys.
Yeah, I know. And we are doing this professionally. So there is, but just on the side note, clothes, guess what I'm wearing? This is a hemp suit.
Okay, hemp suit. Oh,
It's a hemp suit from India. We bought it on Noco last year, and they deliver it home. They took my measurements on the spot, and then 1 month later, I got the suit in the mail. So it's like, I love it. Every meeting we have and every home party we have or whatever party or expo, and I have this on me so people can feel the hemp, and we want to emphasize that. I mean, how about that? That just came naturally. To people to go on natural fabric like hemp and hemp mixes on the different kinds. Alex, it was amazing. Thank you so much, sir, for today. And everybody listening in, thank you for being a part of our world. And our goal is to have 100,000 people plus joining our mission, because when we get the numbers up, that's where we can actually have an impact and be a part of the change in the world. And absolutely, we are honed in on that for the long term. Grateful for your kindness and information today, Alex. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for the opportunity. And I love you guys, and amazing what you're doing, Tibor. I'm so proud of you, really. Bottom of my heart. You've over succeeded anything that I could expect in the hemp world. So
I know.
you're doing amazing. You guys are doing amazing. So I support you in every way. The world needs Kokua Vida. We need more and more people talking about this.
Yes, it's all about the chefs also, right? Not only about the product, it's who's in behind it all.
People.
Thank you so much, Alex. And thank you, everyone. Have a great day and evening or wherever you are in the world.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Okay.